This is Twit.
Bandwidth for Know-How is brought to you by CashFly.
This episode of Know-How is brought to you by the Ring Video Doorbell. With Ring, you can see and talk to anyone at your door from anywhere in the world using your smartphone. It's like caller ID for your house. Go to ring.com/knowhow and get up to $150 off a Ring of Security kit with their limited time offer. Today on Know-How,
building your own streaming studio, part 4, this time under $1,000.
Welcome to Know-How. It's a Twitch show where we build, bend, break, and upgrade. I am Father Robert Ballas here.
And I'm Brian Burnett.
And for the next however many minutes it takes, we're going to be dropping some knowledge on you so you can take it home and stream it out to the world.
That's right.
That was a head explosion, right?
Like in, what's that movie, Scanners?
Yeah. Just like Scanners.
That's why that guy's head blew up, right? Because they were streaming too much video.
When you stream that much video in your brain,
right.
it just No, but we've been talking about building a streaming studio. And it's amazing how in 5 years, it's gone from needing a budget of at least $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 to you can put out a super high quality, high reliability, very portable solution for under $3,000.
Right. And like we're talking 4K cameras, which you're using with the Blackmagic, and we've been. And then also that's my favorite piece of kit, the screens, which it's kind of hard to get your hands on still. Right?
And this is the thing. I like this, and there's so many reasons why I like this. Mostly because of simplicity. Anytime I can get something like a TriCaster that also has its own built-in encoder, that also has its own built-in TriCaster PC, that has 4 inputs, that can do basically everything I need to do for about $400, which is less than the cost of the PC I would need to try to start building the same capabilities. That's cool. That's nice.
Very cool.
Unfortunately, the only way you can get your hands on one of these is to find someone who kickstarted it and to buy it off of them, which there's actually a market for that. So you can find those people. If you go to the Kickstarter, look through the comment sections, there's plenty of people there who are willing to sell theirs.
Right.
But if you're looking to buy one, it's going to be another quarter.
Okay. And, I mean, well, so you got yours early.
Yes.
And ideally that they're going to try and get more of these out. There's no other solution though, other than you wanted like a TriCaster to kind of do multiple inputs like that?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be building one that kind of does what this does, but this does it so much better and so much easier. And because it's got custom silicone that they designed to do video switching, it just looks better, it feels better, the interface is better. Even in its early beta state, which is basically what this is, it is a really, really good solution. Now remember, when they built this, because they came onto the Twit TV network a year and a half ago.
Right,
actually,
this talked to the guy who built it, right? And he was saying like how he was like he has an engineer.
He's an engineer, yes. Yeah. And what he did is he designed a device not for streaming, but he wanted a way for you to have like a set-top box that could take your 5 different whatever devices that you have and switch them into your TV so you can make your own layout.
Right.
It works really well at that, but then someone said, wait a minute, if you're going to be doing that, could you add streaming capabilities to the box? And he said, actually, yeah, that's really easy. And so he did.
It's probably easier than any of the other components that he had to do.
And if you do Twitch, if you're a Twitch or a YouTube streamer, or even actually over the weekend, I was able to do it onto Twitter's Periscope. Periscope has the same RSTP, RSMP, whatever it is, the feed that I can target to send video to. So this thing works really well.
That's pretty cool. The only thing about it is it looks like a little purple burrito. Like,
okay. So
design-wise,
when I backed this, I was supposed to get the purple anodized aluminum case. And I was thinking, and then I guess at some point they're like, that's expensive.
Yeah, aluminum.
It's not so much.
It's not as impressive in plastic, but it's still cool as long as it works.
Yeah. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to give people a solution that they could actually buy and build today. They didn't have to go to someone who has one. They didn't have to go to the aftermarket market to figure out where they could purchase one. But they could use existing pieces to make something that might even be cheaper than $3,000. I mean, $3,000 for that quality is awesome.
Yeah.
But some people want really, really, really budget, and that's what we're going to be doing today.
Well, especially if this is kind of like a thing that might be your hobby. Like you're not sure if this is going to be something that you will want to continue. Like this might be a good way to get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so the first thing we want to do is actually answer a question we had from the last episode from a member of the Ketas.
The Ketas, the know-how community.
Yeah, those guys. Actually, we got a good question from Jason Perry, a longtime member of our group, who wanted to know if that SDI technology we talked about last week might be useful in his setup.
Right, so Jason asked, hold on, ... SDI can transmit 300, I'm guessing meters, not miles.
No.
Could I use that as a method to extend HDMI run? And would that strip out HDCP?
So he's got two questions, both incredibly good. The first is, does SDI have a longer range than HDMI? And the answer is absolutely yes, 100%. Right. That's the reason why broadcasters use SDI and not HDMI. Actually, one of the reasons. The other reasons is because this locks, and so I don't have to worry about accidentally disconnecting every time someone tugs on a cable. Right. Whereas HDMI, even the locking HDMI connectors, they're not really held in that firmly. I mean, they can relatively be easily pulled out. But also distance. We've got a lot of cable running here all the way back to that room. We wouldn't want to have to put in dozens of HDMI extenders to get the signal back into our server closet.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that's the first question. The second question is about HDCP, high definition content protection.
Yay!
People run into this all the time. And believe it or not, actually, that is very relevant to this. The screens is set up so that if you've got an HDCP source coming in, it will not stream out. It will switch, so I can watch it locally just fine, but it will not stream out. And they had to do that because that's actually...
That's the law.
That's the law.
Right, because the fear is that people would then stream content that they weren't legally supposed to. Like you could put a movie out and stream it to the internet.
Precisely, and that's a no-no. Now, with SDI does not support HDCP, which yay, great, right? So that's what I want.
Right.
Except this does not actually strip out HDCP. It just won't work. If you try to send high definition connected, protected content over an SDI converter, most SDI converters are designed to block that content.
Okay.
Because when it comes out the other end, it will not be protected, and they're not allowed to do that. Now, here's where we get into the fun part. Black market is kind of funny this way. This particular one, this one that I bought a while back, this is a Y-Star, and so you need two of them. You need one to go from HDMI to SDI, and SDI to HDMI.
Yeah.
It actually does strip out HDCP. But they had to remove it when someone found it and they complained. They said, we're going to sue you. So their new versions don't strip it out. They just block the content.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the old version and the new version look exactly the same. There is no way to tell them apart.
We talked about this last time, right? Like one's $29.70 and the other one's like exactly $30.
Yeah. This is where Amazon Prime comes in really handy because you can like buy a couple and then return the ones that don't work the way you want.
That don't do it? Okay. But there are HDMI strippers.
Yes. In fact, this is another reason I have this. This is a Sewell. This is a two-port HDMI splitter. So it goes HDMI 1 in, and then you get 2 HDMI ports out. Super simple, except this one strips HDCP. So if you put a source into here, the output will not be protected. Unfortunately, they found out, and they talked to Sewell, and they said, we're going to sue you. So the new versions of this all do not strip out HDCP. You have to find an old version. And it's like this across the market. I would love to give you a link that would say this one strips out HDCP. I can't do that because I don't even know. All I know is I have several devices in my inventory that will do it. And I can't tell you how to buy them.
Right. Well, see, we run into that issue a lot because we have so many things that we want to put out to a screen and then be able to record, like with the TriCaster and stuff. And so we've had to use these in our setup.
Well, that's why we've got our, it's an expensive device. We've got the scaler, which allows us to take weird resolutions and push them through our system. But that scaler will also remove HDCP. It strips HDCP. It's a necessity because, well, we need it to work, right? Those devices are hard to come by, though, because the minute you advertise that you strip out HDCP, you will get busted because you're not supposed to do that.
Right. Well, and that's also the reason why we keep Stevie Alex employed, because he's the flow master.
He is,
He figures that stuff out. We just plug cables into him and see if they work.
That man figures out our bits.
Right. He's gonna hurt us now.
Yeah, he's running over here. This is not good. Wait, see, actually, he's probably grabbing one of the devices we have that he knows is an HDCP stripper. And again, I doubt it was designed to be an HDC strip. Let me see this.
Same thing.
Yep. Yeah. So this is. Notice how the labeling here, HDCP stripper. That's what we use it for. But it was just a splitter. It was a splitter that happened to do it. It's exactly. In fact, look at these. Put these side by side.
Yeah,
They are
identical.
the same device. And you could buy this one on Amazon right now, but the new version that looks exactly the same marking, same division, does not strip out HDCP.
We happen to just have that as a splitter, and it happened to strip that, and so we just keep it on hand for when we need to show a device that has that built in, even though we're not showing protected content, but the device has it built in, so we need it to.
So that's kind of a mess, I know. But again, if you've got Amazon Prime, there's a really easy way to do this. Order a bunch, find out which one does what you want to do, and send back the rest.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, there we go. That's easy.
Sounds good.
Sorry about that. I would love to give you a much better answer than that, but because technically stripping out HDCP is illegal, I shouldn't have even said that.
What? Just that information right there?
Yeah, I should just,
No.
Okay. Yeah,
we did not say anything.
We didn't. When we come back, it's time for us to start looking at how you're going to build a live streaming setup for much less than, well, our screen unit. Yeah, we were talking about $3,000. Now, we want to bring it down to $1,000 or lower.
It can't be done.
It can't be done, but we're going to do it because we love our know-it-alls.
That's right.
But folks, before we get to that, first, let's take a look at these messages. I know there's a lot of you out there, a lot of you who are thinking about your homes, you're thinking about your loved ones, you're thinking about all the things that you need to protect, and you're looking for a better way to do it. Well, you could hire a security guard to watch your house at all times. You can make sure that you're always home, never go outside, be a shut-in. That's one way to do it, but a better way to do it is to turn your house into a smart home with Ring. Now, this is the Ring Video Doorbell. This fantastic little device isn't just a doorbell. It doesn't just tell people that you're home, or it doesn't just announce to you when people come to your front door. It also allows you to check from a distance by using your phone, your tablet, any smart device that can load the Ring app. That's iOS and Android. Now, this is what the unit looks like. It is a doorbell. It fixes to outside of your house. It can be either powered from its internal battery for up to a year, or you could tie it in directly to your house power. Once you get the Ring connected, it gives you the ability to see who's at your door. When they ring the bell, it starts a two-way conversation that you can accept or not accept. It lets you talk to them. It lets you see with a high-definition camera exactly who they are and what they're bringing, and it even detects motion. So say when the FedEx guy comes and throws a package onto your door, you can have that recorded into your Ring cloud for, proof that the FedEx guy hates you. Folks, Ring is an advanced motion detection technology to protect your entire property. And now that they've become even more advanced, now that they offer even more pieces of technology to help you protect, they give you a ring of security. Now, the Ring of Security kits include things like the Ring Video Doorbell, a solar security sign, and may include a stick-up cam, solar panel, or chime. The Pro kits have a slim Video Doorbell Pro with crystal clear 1080p HD video and night vision. And that one's hardwired, so it never has to charge. Now, the wireless and weatherproof HD stick-up cam are for those people who want protection not just at a door, not just at an entry. Maybe you want it on a fence post. Maybe you want it in the front yard. Maybe you want it in the backyard looking back at the house. It's all contained within the same ecosystem as the Ring Video Doorbell, which means you have one place to go to make sure everything is secure. You also can plug in a device called the Chime into any standard power outlet. That'll let you know when you have a visitor, even if your phone is in another room. And the illuminated solar security sign deters intruders before they get to your door, because obviously, if you're a burglar, you're going to want to go to the lowest hanging fruit. The Ring Video Doorbell and the stick-up cam installed in just minutes, and working together, they can provide you 24/7 monitoring of your entire home, whether you're in your bedroom or thousands of miles away. You can also connect your Ring Video Doorbell with your favorite smart locks and hubs for added convenience, monitoring, and security. Folks, I bought this for my parents in Las Vegas because I was a little worried about them. I wanted to make sure that people wouldn't be looking through their doors and the front window when they were out. I wanted to make sure that they weren't casing the house so that they could burglarize it when they went up to the club. Well, with the Ring Video Doorbell, we've been able to catch our neighbor plugging into our house to get power during the summer. We've caught people across the street. And yes, we've deterred people because once they've seen that camera and they know they're being recorded and it's being recorded to the cloud, they just decide to move along. Join the millions of homeowners who protect their home with Ring. For a limited time, Know How listeners can get up to $150 off one of the Ring of security kits. Just go to ring.com/knowhow. That's ring.com/knowhow. Ring, the better way to secure your life. And we thank Ring for their support of Know How. Okay, Brian, so what we have to do now is we need to figure out a way to get all the functionality of this, the quality of something like a Blackmagic 4K camera, and the streaming ability so that I can have a live studio setup, but without all the cost.
Okay, but it can't be done, Padre.
It can't be done.
Yeah.
But again, we are going to do it.
Oh, right.
And we're going to do it with this. So this is assuming that you have a desktop. You are going to need a desktop. You could try to do this with a laptop and use like either a Thunderbolt or USB 3 connected device.
Yeah.
I would highly advise against that because if you're looking for a reliable stream, that's not the best way to do it.
Okay. So you've just pulled this desktop PC from someone's desk here at work.
Alex.
He doesn't need a PC.
He doesn't need a PC.
Yeah.
What does he do with a PC? So the idea, of course, is you do need a PC that's got enough firepower for you to be able to do this.
Okay.
So in that sense, it's not going to be sub $1,000 because you're going to be paying at least $300-400 for the PC with the specs that you're going to need.
Okay.
And you do want a decent PC because if you get a really, really old one, you could start chugging along when you start mixing frames. That's a bad idea.
Okay.
So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using a PC in addition to this. There we go. This is an AverMedia Live Gamer HD capture card. Alex, if you go to the link there, you're going to find this for about $160. I like this one because it works with pretty much everything. I tried a lot of different ones. This is super affordable for the job that it does. Now, we use professional versions of this here at the studio that have multiple inputs, but those, I mean, $600 to $1,500.
I had no
this
idea.
This is a lot more affordable.
So this is to reduce like CPU usage and...
Yes, and that's actually another reason why I'm using this one versus there's like some $60 ones. The $60 ones, all they do is give you a path from the HDMI into the processor bus. So the processor has to do all the conversion. This does have a chip on board that does all the conversion for you, which means I can get away with way fewer specs. It also means I'm not loading down the system so much. In fact, with this, all I need is an Intel Core 2 Duo or better. That's also an AMD Athlon 64 dual core 2.8 gigahertz or better, 512 megabytes of memory, and one PCIe 1 slot. So
that's pretty low specs.
Super low
Will it
specs.
Still run okay?
It actually runs quite well, again, because the card itself has the processing horsepower. So it's not depending on the computer as much.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so here we got, ta-da! This is the computer that we're going to be using. And hopefully you've got a couple of these lying around, like we all do, right? I mean, you've got,
especially if you take them from coworkers.
Yeah, or just take them toward.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this one used to be. This was actually a coding machine or something because it's got a Xeon processor in it.
Oh.
Yeah. So this one's just going to slide into this X1 slot right here. I've already installed the software because I didn't think we wanted to sit through that. But that's it.
Okay.
That's the installation. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
And
on
we're
Know
out.
How. I'm Father Robert Ballas there. No. Okay, so what we've got, if you could power that up.
Sure. Where's the power button?
I've used a couple of pieces of software. Of course, I had to install the drivers for this, the AverMedia. I'm also going to be using a couple of pieces of hardware. We mentioned before the Canon Vixia R700 camcorder. Alex, I think we have a link for that. That's the camcorder that I'm choosing for this just because I want something that has zoom at least.
Yeah. Is that what we're using in the studio or something similar?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, they're all the same. They're all Canons. Not too expensive, $200, but it does have zoom and it does have the ability to output HDMI, which is what I need. So this is not the R700, but this is like one of its predecessors. So if you just go ahead and here, you hold that. I'm also going to need a little bit of cabling so that I can connect everything to my my capture card. I've only got one port, so I can only put in one camera now. But I'm going to show you how we're going to expand that in just a bit. You go ahead and there you go. That goes in there.
Okay.
We're also going to need something to input audio. Now, there's a couple of different ways to do this. remember, our personal gold standard here is this. This is the Heil PR40. We love this mic. It's got a big bottom. It's got really good noise rejection. It just
That's going to be like half your budget if you get it.
This is actually more than half the budget.
Oh.
Yeah. So when we're talking about a sub $1,000 project, this, because I also need an adapter, is about $500. So this is half of the budget.
Okay.
But we've talked about this. Audio is important.
Audio is very important.
If you are going to get one of these, what you need is one of these. So if you show them the link for the Heil PR40, the kit, we do recommend you get the kit because you don't just want the mic, you also want the stand, you want the cable. This this thing, and this is from Heil, will give you everything you need to have it hanging off of your desk, which is really nice. But then you're going to need, and the next link, Alex, the Shure X2U XLR to USB adapter. Because the PR40 is an XLR device, I need a way to get that into my computer. Now, I could get a professional audio card. I could get a XLR to 3.5 millimeter adapter and just plug it into the audio port, but that would give me pretty bad audio.
Okay.
So what I'm using is this. This is an X2U, which goes from XLR to USB, and it allows me to plug it into my computer, just like if you could hold the microphone. There you go. Sorry.
Sure.
Just give myself a mic hit. Boom, there we go. So now I've got audio from my mic. Let me go and log in here.
To your PC. And I've used this before. It works really well.
Yeah, super well. You're also going to want the fancier studio. If you take a look at the link for that, again, about $120. You do want a decent lighting kit. This is it. The low cost, 3 positions, so you could do the key light. You can do the hair light.
Right.
This is what you want. Really good color temperature, really good quality, very even, especially with those soft boxes.
Sure.
And then you figure with cables and tripods, about $50 for HDMI cables and the miscellaneous. You're talking about $1,100 for the total hardware cost. But remember, $500 of that is just this.
So you could budget it around this.
You can budget around that. You can go up or down. You can reduce the amount of cables. Some of the stuff you might already have, which is good. But now, we need to talk about how it's actually going to work. Alex, if you go to my computer, so this is a standard Windows 7 desktop. We just installed the AverMedia into this, and that new device is ready. That's the Shure X2U. I am using software called XSplit Broadcaster. There are many software packages out there. Wirecast is another really good one.
I've used that.
And Linux actually has a couple of flavors that will work with the setup that we're doing. I'm using this one just because, in my experience, this has been the one that's given me the fewest problems. I've never crashed out of XSplit when I've been broadcasting. I've crashed out of Wirecast, that's infuriating. I mean, if you're on a live broadcast, I don't like that. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and kick off XSplit Broadcaster. It's going to take a little bit of time. I've already got an account, so it's going to import all of my settings. I'm also going to open up this because I'm going to be streaming to YouTube, so let's go ahead and jump in there now. There we go. And of course, the Own Me Know-How account, this poor account. I'm going to go to live streaming because I'm going to need this information in just a bit. So this is, again, remember, that is my server URL. This is my stream name key. It's hidden right now.
Right.
At some point, we'll reveal it so that the really fast people out there can jump on the know-how
Good luck.
stream. All right, so this is what it looks like. What I've done, I've actually already I've created this by going to the see this, the Own Me Know-How live stream.
Right.
But if I wanted to make a new one, all I would do is set up a new output, and I would say, what kind of output? Do I want to stream to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Beam? You can actually add more. So you can find the one that you want to stream to.
So you could add like Periscope on there or something.
Precisely. And when I do YouTube Live, it's going to ask for all the information from that channel. So that's where I would input it here. Once I get it set up, I never have to do it again.
Oh, okay.
But I can do things like, do I want to automatically save the recording to a local hard drive? Sometimes I want to do that so that I can output it later. Do I want to enable a stream delay? This is kind of important. If you think you ever might need to cut a stream because something bad happened, give yourself 10 seconds. that's always
with how much you cuss, yes.
Right.
You probably have to.
But this is big, and Alex, if you can zoom on onto this, the bit rate and the mode. This is important.
I don't know what I would set for that.
Yeah, because you can't set the bit rate higher than you've got upload on your connection.
I mean, that makes sense.
Right, so this is going to do 1,000 kilobits per second. That's not super high. It's not super low. But the higher you get, the higher quality your stream is going to be.
Right. Well, how do you figure out what's your upper limit?
What you want to do is you want to test your connection.
Okay.
You want to test your connection at multiple times per day. And what I typically do is I will go up to half of my total upload.
Okay.
You don't want to go to 100% of the upload because it means that if anyone else does anything else on the network, you're gonna affect
drop
your stream.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Best case scenario would be you get a dedicated line just for this. But even a dedicated line is shared unless you get an actual dedicated line, like a T1 or point to point.
I see.
Okay. All right.
And
so
the mode?
Yeah. So I've got mode is CBR, so constant bit rate or variable bit rate. CBR says no matter what, always output this bit rate.
Okay.
VBR says, well, if there's not much happening, I'm not going to send you that much.
Right.
But that's when you sometimes and then you get sudden motion and suddenly the picture goes wonky.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. Super easy. What I've got right now is I've got a blank scene. I've got 4 scenes here. I can add more. A scene is like an ME on the TriCaster. See, on the TriCaster right now, we've got 2 screens, right? We've got my camera and we've got the input from the computer.
Right.
I can actually duplicate that on the XSplit. Okay. I could do it on the screens too, but this is really easy here. Go ahead and zoom in here. I'm going to go for my source. I'm going to take from my webcams. In this particular case, I'm taking the AverMedia. There we go. Come on. Hey, wait. There we go. Oh, can you zoom in and out a little bit just to kill the auto power off? There you go. All right. And then I can move this anywhere it needs to be, and I can resize my window as necessary. There we go, right? I can also take sources from, say, a screen capture or a game capture. What I also want to do is I want to make sure I've got my microphone in there. Now it knows that it's taking in audio from my PR40.
Cool.
But Brian, here's the problem. One camera is not real good, is it?
No, I want 2 cameras.
Yeah, but the problem is I only have one AverMedia in there.
Right.
But the cool thing is XSplit will actually work with USB cameras.
Oh, so you can have your little USB webcam
Yeah,
in there.
and what I would suggest, and Alex, if you go to the link for this, the Logitech 920, for a lot of reasons, it has its own hardware, so it offloads processing from the CPU. But also, if you look at the bottom of the camera, there's a little tripod mount. You absolutely want that.
Oh, cool.
Because it means that you're not hanging it off of a monitor. You can actually put this on a tripod and position it exactly where you want it to be.
I mean, I guess you could hang it off a monitor, but that really would limit the range of view that you could use.
Precisely. But if you go back to my screen, now I have multiple sources. I can do this, go to my webcam, and now I can pull in from that.
What?
Yeah, about that.
Wait, what happens when you have a camera looking at another camera?
It's camception. Careful, careful. They might kill each other. Yeah.
That's cool.
What I can do now is I can transition. So I'm going to say I'm going to transition. My fade will be 700 milliseconds. Go to screen 2, see? And now I can set up my screen 2. So my screen 2 will be, let's say, just this full screen.
That makes sense. And you can fade in between, huh?
And then scene 3 will be just the webcam full screen.
Hello.
And scene 4 is going to be the screen capture. So I'm going to set a part of my, there we go, that right there. That's being shared. So now I can switch back and forth between the scenes that I've, this is a horrible mouse, that I've set up.
We haven't even pointed out what that mouse is to anyone, have we?
Go back.
That mouse is a little special, Padre. It's been around for a long time.
It just cracked out. Hold on, let me delete that.
Where did that mouse come from, Padre?
I don't know. But
Did you saw the logo on it?
Hold on.
Padre's got to figure this out first.
Well, no, the problem is I put the screen cap right over the buttons that I have to push.
Oh.
Probably wasn't the best idea.
Or was it the bestest idea?
Oh, delete.
Oh, man.
Wow, okay, I totally did not account for this. Because it takes...
Screenception.
This is actually one of the things I do not like. I do not like the screen capture function. Well, see, look at this. My mouse has disappeared, so I can barely see it. Oh my gosh. Actually, hey, Alex, you're going to put a bug here. 'Cause
No, this
I
is
totally
good.
screwed up the broadcaster. It doesn't know how to deal with it. Okay. Oh,
It doesn't
there we
know
go.
how to deal with it.
Aha! I got it.
Still want that bug?
Nah, it's cool.
Yeah, we got this.
See, now I can flip back and forth.
Uh-huh.
Really, really poorly. And there we
But
go.
now we've got our own little like 2-shot studio.
We do. And notice how there's a little bit of screen tearing. If you go back to that.
Oh yeah, is that gonna come out on
A
the
little bit
output?
motion. Now, when I want to actually stream, all I have to do is do this. I'm streaming to YouTube Live. This is one I set up before. I'm going to start broadcast.
You don't need to
And
grab the key.
In a few moments. Well, no, because I already set it
You
up.
already set it up. Okay. Okay.
A few moments, there we go. So if you go back to my screen, it's starting. It's going to take a little bit because I did put a little bit of a delay, and now it's live. And
Is it us?
ta-da!
What?
There we go.
Are we streaming on the
We are
internet right
actually
now?
streaming. So if you went to that YouTube account right now, you could see the stream coming out of this, and you could hear the audio coming out of this.
My mind. Streaming over the Twit TV network
We're
and then streaming onto YouTube at the
Streaming
same time.
from Twit TV to Twit TV to the Own Me account back to Twit
You
TV.
don't cross the streams, Padre. Don't cross the streams.
Yeah,
Cool.
about that.
That's awesome.
So this does work, but remember, I needed the price of the PC. So I'm assuming I have the PC. And if you are thinking about gaming, this was designed. So the AverMedia card was designed so that you can have it in your computer that you're gaming from, and the hardware processing requirements should be minimal.
Okay.
But you are still going to take a hit because you're running XSplit Broadcaster off that machine.
Right.
So what I would suggest is you have a dedicated machine that just does XSplit. It's like so the gaming machine goes into here, comes back out, goes to your gaming monitor.
Right.
And this runs
And it
independently.
splits it off and goes to. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, in that sense, it is more expensive than the screens. It's now way more expensive than the screens.
But assuming you can't get your hands on screens,
Yep.
there is more of a chance that people have like a gaming PC or a PC like this lying around.
Precisely.
So.
Another huge advantage is XSplit does allow me to output to multiple at the same time. So I could say stream out to Facebook, to YouTube Live, to Twitch, to Periscope on Twitter. So I can hit multiple streams as long as I've got the bandwidth to do that.
Pretty cool.
I can't do that on screens. On screens, I can output to one at a time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, could you output from your screens to a machine like this and then have that broadcast to multiple?
Yes,
Yeah.
I've actually done that.
It's like the human centipede of streaming or something.
Well, because you can get a lower end screens model that does not have the streaming functionality built into it. So
Right.
that's still a way to do it. You could pair screens with this AverMedia 985 card, and this becomes the streaming device, and the screens only has to worry about doing the switching.
Okay, I like that. This is cool. It's a little studio.
It's a cool studio, and again, $1,100. But we didn't want to stop there because there's going to be people who are like, okay, that's still kind of expensive. I don't know if I want to do that. So what if I told you that instead of $1,100, we could do this for $400?
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. Let me kill the stream real quick. Hold on.
Are we on like QVC TV now or something?
Pretty much.
At that price, I can't believe we're selling it at this price now.
Okay, so let me shut down XSplit because we're going to have to restart it.
Okay.
So the things that we're going to have to lose if we really want to lose.
The microphone, for sure.
Microphone. So
And
this,
then just use the audio from the webcam?
No. We want more than that. Okay,
Okay.
That's pretty horrible. So this, unfortunately, because this is almost half of the budget, this is going to have to go. I'm not super happy about that, but thankfully, I have a decent replacement, and we've played with this on Know How before. This is the Audio-Technica 2020 USB. There's actually a plus version, and Alex, we've got a link for this. This kit includes the mic, the stand, the pop filter, everything that you need. It's $160.
Not bad.
Now this mic it's not. How do I put this?
Does it have that big bass?
It doesn't have the big bass, so it's not a dynamic. This is a condenser mic, which means a couple of things. It's more accurate reproduction of sound, but it doesn't give you that heavy bass that a lot of people
That's
like.
right.
Also, it doesn't have nearly the sound rejection of the PR40.
Right.
So yeah, it's pretty good. This is a front-firing mic, not a top-firing. So instead of talking to it like this, I'm talking to it like this. Right. But just know you're going to pick up more from your room. But if your room's relatively quiet, then it doesn't matter. And the cool thing about this is a USB microphone, so I don't need another adapter. This goes straight into the microphone, like so, and like so.
And that seems kind of like a more portable option too.
Yes, way more portable and very useful. So that gets rid of about $340 of cost. Okay. We need more.
Where can we slash?
The next thing, if you could unplug that, is we are getting rid of the camera.
The little camcorder?
Yeah, because by removing this, we lose the ability to zoom. We lose actually a very nice camera that we can use out in the field, but we also lose the capture card.
Okay.
So we're going to be losing about $365 there. That's not bad. That's pretty decent.
Bringing the price down.
Yeah, we're bringing the price down. And what we're going to do, instead of using that, we are going to use
another webcam.
Another webcam. Yay! Yay! Now, quick note. This is one of these freaky things. Sometimes it works on systems, sometimes it doesn't. I would prefer to use multiple Logitech C920 cameras.
And those go for like 60 bucks or
This goes for about 60 bucks. But there are some computers that if you plug two of the same USB webcam into, they freak out.
Starts losing its mind.
They lose their mind. So what I've done is I've sometimes used this. It was the early 900. Test your system, see if it will work with two. But just for the demonstration purposes, I'm going to use two different webcams. So what I've just done is if you could plug this in the front, sure. I've just gotten rid of a camera. I've gotten rid of the capture card. I've gotten rid of the high quality mic, and I've gotten myself, another webcam and a decent regular quality mic. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and jump back into XSplit Broadcaster, and it's the same thing. These just look like sources. It's just different sources. Are you having issues there?
No, I got it.
You want the cameras to look at each other.
I want them to look at each other. Face off.
Oh, and by the way, if you do music production, this is so much better than the PR40. PR40 is weighed heavily on the bass.
Oh, okay.
Which is great for voice.
Right.
Not so much for...
And it's so directional, too.
Right. So right now it says no signal because it thought that it still had the capture card.
Oh.
So in this particular case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my webcams, and now I've got multiple webcams here. So I'm going to pull in the 920. I'm going to pull in the 9000.
Hello, webcam.
Oh, there we go. Wait, there we go. And I'm also going to have to pull in my new audio device. I've got a AT2020 USB Plus. So I've now got my two video inputs plus my audio input.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
So that's not bad. And we've cut the budget by like $600 or something.
Well, by $700. We're now $400. So if you get two of these cameras, if you get the microphone, if you get the lighting kit, it's $400 exactly.
Not bad.
Actually, plug this in. I want to see if this one
another one.
Let's go crazy,
See
Brian.
if we could do a wide shot.
Yeah, by the way, the more USB cameras you plug in, the more likelihood they're going to lock up. Just FYI. You get the position that bad boy.
I'll find a spot for it.
Let's see.
This is a really, really cheap
It's
setup.
super jank. Oh, wait.
This is what we're switching know-how to now, folks. We're really slashing the budget.
There we go.
It's going to be three webcams.
See? How about that? Okay, so now we're at $460, and we've got a 3-input studio with decent high-definition audio.
That's right. That's right. So we'll just have to pass the mic off now. Okay, Padre, back to you.
That's the thing. This works as long as it's single source.
I see.
If you need multiple positions, so more than one person, what you're going to want is XLR microphones and a mixer. Because I cannot plug in two USB microphones on this. It freaks out every single time.
Okay, so two mics, XLR, to a mixer, that would then USB go to the...
But now we're increasing the price. So what I would say is stick with, if you are looking for the super low budget rig, get two USB cameras, get this, and then you don't even need the desktop. Maybe you can use your laptop. Your laptop will probably work.
If you have that, I guess you need to get like a USB breakout hub.
Yeah.
We're using how many USBs right now?
Well, right now we're three.
Three?
Not bad.
Okay,
You know,
three's
we
not
got
bad.
It's
not gonna work on
'cause
your-
we got 3 cameras, but
Mac, I guess.
yeah. This is an actually decent way to get streaming. I'm trying to see if these will lock up because
Why would they lock up?
well, because I got so many plugged in.
Do we have any more webcams? We need all the webcams
How
in
many
the
did-
studio.
No, I only brought 3. Yeah, how about that? So, folks, if you are looking to stream, we've given you the high end. We've given you the way that we would design. Actually, the way that I have designed my studio.
Right.
I've used the Blackmagic Design 4K cameras. I've used a screen switcher. I've used some very nice lights. I've used some very nice audio equipment, and I've used some very nice monitors. For about $3,000, I get myself a super high capability studio that also has the ability to be expanded because I'm not using the 4K, but I could. This is the opposite end of the spectrum. So this is super affordable, incredibly easy to set up, not so flexible, not so capable, and basically we're using everything it can do. So if we need something more, we kind of have to ditch the setup and upgrade.
I think this is great for someone who wants to play around with this stuff, to see if they like using Wirecast, or was this one XSplit? Because I think I have like 2 or 3 webcams laying around the house. Like I have an old desktop PC that I'm not using.
Right.
So I could play around with all this stuff and then realize, you know what, I really do want better audio because this is something that I'm going to be doing a lot of. So this is a good entry-level way to get into it.
Precisely. And actually, we have a good question from Tommy Paralyzed in the chat room. He wants to know is there a way to switch between the cameras? And absolutely.
Yeah.
We actually just showed that. So what I could do...
We showed Padre have trouble with the mouse on that.
We're not doing that one again. So I can set up full screen for every one of these cameras. I'll just set the scene. Let's take the second one, webcam, second camera, and make this full screen, like so. And the next scene, we'll delete that.
Yep.
That one took me off. Take the next camera, which is the 9000. Oh, and by the way, this can also use IP cameras. So if you've got an IP camera, like the security cameras we use for Synology, it'll work for that.
Cool.
And now, what I could do, if I wanted, I could set the macro for this for 1 click, so it would just cycle between these cameras.
I see. Can you do any kind of other transition? It says fade.
Yeah.
Or you could do like.
How about this, Brian?
Whoa. That
wait,
screen's
hold on,
professional.
hold on. No, this is what professionals use.
Yes. That's like the. I don't even think the TriCaster
what's
can
this
do
one?
that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait,
only
no.
The
Super
clock?
professional.
Yes.
Yes? Clock wipe? Clock
Is there
wipe?
star wipe? Because that's really where it's at.
Doesn't
look like it.
Oh, but fan? That's kind of like the star, right?
All right. This is how we're doing Know How from now on.
Okay, folks, just promise me that... Wait.
You can't
Did
do
we
that.
just do a transition inside a transition?
Wow. I think we just killed the audience.
There we go. There we go. All of this, the setup, where to buy these devices is going to be on our show page. All you got to do is drop by our show notes. Brian, where do they find those?
Twit.tv.
See what you did?
Twit.tv/KH if you want to find the links to all of this stuff. This has been a multi-part series, so you're going to want to be able to download and subscribe, which you'll find all of that on our website with these amazing transitions that we are now having.
You know what we just did? We just gave Alex carte blanche to use any transition.
Any transition. Honestly, they don't get used enough. Like, I want to see every transition that the TriCaster has. Some of them even have sound effects because they're on fire.
Folks, also don't forget that you can find us on the socials, specifically on Google+. Just go to Google+ and look for Know How. There's a very short addition process that we have so that we can make sure that you're not a spam account. But once you're in, you get access to almost 11,000 ketas. That's our know-it-alls. If you've got pictures and videos of your projects, post them. They might end up on the show. If you've got a question, ask it. Or if you've got information that you want to give to the next generation of makers, that's where you want to be. Again, go to Google+ and look for Know How.
That's right. But if you want to follow us separately and see, well, like usually when we're going to bed around 1 o'clock, tweeting out You can follow us on Twitter. There's transitions happening all around me right now. I hear Alex furiously clicking to my right. But you can follow us on Twitter. I am at cranky_hippo.
And you're going to find me at Padre SJ when I'm not clicking my transition button. And also, you're going to find the third member of our crew. That's right. He's been here for pretty much ever.
The transition king.
He is the transition king. That's actually what. There we go. You're gonna find him at ANELF3. That's ANELF3. Twitter.com/ANELF3. And once again, sir, we thank you, Jim, because you are awesome.
Excuse me, Padre. That's pronounced Alex.
No, I don't like that. It's Jim. It's Jim. Yeah. Until next time, I'm Father Robert Baldassare.
I'm Brian Burnett.
And now that you know how,
go stream it.
Oh, wait. Do that again.
Okay. These transitions are out.